y'all, it's TxStampin Sharon. I am live on Thursday night, May the 12th of 2022. I am thrilled to be here tonight. If you are new to my channel, I do want to welcome you. I invite you to subscribe below and then ring that notification bell. You'll be notified every time I go live or I upload a video here on YouTube. So I want to say hello to my chatters tonight. I have quite a few people that logged on quite early. I checked in at 6:15 and they were on talking. Cracks me up. I love it that fellow crafters have this platform of YouTube to be able to chat, get to know each other, catch up with each other and all that. So super fun. I also want to say that if you currently do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would be honored to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I've been doing this for over 24 years, almost 25, and I love helping people. I love inspiring you. I love giving you different ideas. And tonight is going to be a lot of fun because I'm going to change things up just a little bit. So there you go. Hello, Anna. Hello, Margaret. Hi, Creative Cindy. Hello, Virginia. Hi, Linda. I am thrilled. I know we have the Netherlands in the house tonight on the live. We have Australia. We have people from all over the United States. And I think I saw a few people from Canada. So I just love it that we have so many stamping friends everywhere and we can all come together and have a good time. So as I was preparing for the video, I realized that all of the stuff that I had played with, one thing was retired. It was a folder, an embossing folder. But we're going to solve that problem tonight. And I'm still going to show you what I wanted to teach you. So we're going to go ahead and change cameras. We're going to give it just one more minute here. It is so hot today. I was like, whew. It's 90 now, but it was like 94 earlier. So we're cooling off. This is pretty hot for Central Texas at this time of the year. Like we went from winter and a touch of spring, a little on the cool side, to summer. And I guess we just don't get any spring this year. So that's okay. A lot of you were asking me in the chat about my grandbaby Stetson is not here yet. But we're looking for him to show up next week. We will find out on Monday. So if that happens, there will not be a YouTube live next Thursday night. If you're on my email list, I will send you an email letting you know. So that's how you're going to know if I have grandbaby number 12 yet or not. So there we go. All right, let's go ahead and get this party started. So what I wanted to talk to y'all about was in my technique class, my volume 7 techniques, put that over there. I showed y'all the faux porcelain technique. Okay. And so y'all are talking about my shirt. This one was from Chico's, in case y'all want to know, because I know I'll get lots of emails. But yeah, I taught y'all how to do this technique. So we're going to play with it tonight on a different level. This one was the night I did it. I made it using the photo paper, which is a glossy paper. And when I was live, y'all were asking me, yeah, do you like my nails? Hello, Susan from Pottsboro, Texas. I know exactly where that's at. So y'all asked me, well, what about this kind of paper? What about that kind of paper? What about this kind of paper? So I tried it out on lots of papers. Okay. So I wanted to tell you that. And the embossing folder that I was playing with, of course, was the Flourish 3D embossing folder. And it retired last week. Of course it did. You know, this time of year is tough on demonstrators. We haven't quite gotten all the new stuff in yet. And we're still playing and stamping with stuff that retires. So because of that, we're going to play with some other embossing folders tonight. But I just want to go through with you and let you see. We're going to kind of do a little bit of a review. My nails, by the way, are the in colors. There you go. So this was just done on the shimmery white cardstock, which it kind of looks like vanilla. Okay. I used crumb cake ink. Okay. This one was done on photo paper as well as my first one. No, this one was done, yes, on photo paper because it's pretty thin. This one was done on basic white. We just wanted to see what that was like. Okay. Now here we go. Now we're talking a different color, a different look on the faux porcelain. This one, I know, Kate, it kills me because this is a gorgeous embossing folder. So this one, I did use a different color. I think I should have wrote on the back. I think I used pink pirouette or something. I just used a lighter pink. And look how beautiful that looks. Okay. This was another photo paper. So that was just another one. And this was also photo paper. And I don't know what the difference. Oh, I know. One I used. Nope. I embossed both of them. Excuse me. I think it just depends on how much ink you add to the embossing folder. A Cuttlebug embossing machine should work fine, Frida, for using embossing folders. So that's another version of my pink one. And then I played with the back. Okay, so just a lot of playing. This one, I should have, like I said, I should have wrote on the back. But then I decided, what about our foils? So this isn't really faux porcelain, but I wanted to use the concept of inking up the embossing folder and running it through. But on the foil, my ink would not dry at all. So I don't know if you can tell. Let me see if I can hold it up. I poured embossing powder over it and I embossed the embossed paper. And then we talked about what would happen if we did the same type of technique using the vellums. Okay, the colored vellums. The color didn't show. It didn't stick. So there's that. Okay. So with all of that said, I decided, okay, we're going to play with something else. But I wanted to go through and let you know that I used foils. I used the shimmery white cardstock. I used the photo paper. And I also used the, what I'm going to be using tonight is the mother of pearl. Okay. Oh, that's what that was. That was mother of pearl. That's why it's so shiny. Okay. So that one was mother of pearl. Okay. So my card tonight, y'all saw it on the preview. Okay. This is using the new Bottled Wishes, okay, stamp set with the fun punch and the plastic wine bottle shaker. Okay. Now, which one was the pearlescent? Well, mother of pearl, it was this one. Can you see the shine? It's just stunning in person. It's just gorgeous. So where did I get the insert for my bottle? I used the mother of pearl and I used the new in color, excuse me, Starry Sky. And once I punched that layer, I was like, well, I don't want to throw that piece away. So that's what's inside my bottle. How fun is that? Yeah. Because us crafters, we don't throw anything away. Come on, right? We keep it all. So I wanted to point out a little bit, the mother of pearl, which is a very, it's not porous at all. The ink will kind of sit on top. Doesn't dry as quickly. Okay, that's what that means. But it also kind of took on some color on the raised part itself. But I thought it turned out gorgeous. Can y'all see the different looks? Okay, Kate says, that's the one I had the most success with, the mother of pearl. It is absolutely gorgeous. Okay. So since we don't have this embossing folder anymore, well, I do, but I don't. We're going to play with some other ones. So let me show you. This is the mother of pearl paper. Okay, let's try to catch it in the light. There we go. Okay, so I have lots of pieces to play with. Excuse me. I had a little coughing attack right before I went live, of course. Okay. So what I thought we would do is, since I got some new folders in, let's just see what happens with other folders. Now, these are the new folders that came in. This one's called Elegant Eucalyptus. And I did all of these. Yes, I did all of these with Mother of Pearl. Now, there's also another new paper that's in the new catalog called Pearlescent. That did not get here in time for me to show you the differences, but I can't wait to compare the two papers. So the technique is on technique number 7, and it is on a previous YouTube video. It is on here on my YouTube channel. I have a playlist of all my technique series. There are 8 of them on that playlist. Okay. So Vicki, you can go back and find that one. On the shimmery white, I did use it on shimmery white and you couldn't really tell. That was one of the samples that I showed you. Terry, let me grab it. You couldn't tell. It almost looked like, yeah, it was this one. It wasn't very shimmery. It just, you can barely see the shimmer and it just didn't turn out as well. Patricia Zepp, you almost forgot me again. I'm getting sad. You're forgetting me. All right. So look at the hot mess that made. What I learned in getting ready for tonight and playing with the different folders is that there are some folders that don't quite work well when you ink them. When you use the Mother of Pearl paper, they work great on cardstock. Okay, so don't get me wrong. I don't want you to say, well, I can't ink up that embossing folder because it's not going to work. But it's a beautiful image. And then here's the other one that's in it. Now, these are brand new in the new catalog. Okay, so fun images. But that just did not turn out. So we're not going to play with that one tonight. But I wanted to show you. Oh, and guess what? It's still wet. It just, so it doesn't, when the ink is here like this, look at that. It does not dry. We're going to clean you up a bit. So basically, I'm pretty much just taking all the ink off. Some of it is going to stay, but none of it dried. I thought it dried. I was just handling it like a crazy lady. All right. Let me clean up my hands a bit. Y'all know I use hand sanitizer to tidy up. Okay, so that one did not work. Okay. We can put that one aside. What's another one I tried? Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Wait till y'all see this one. So this is called Into the Clouds. Okay, so you can see the clouds. You ready? Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? It's so pretty. And I'm like, whoa, that turned out really pretty. That was using Starry Sky. And then I learned on this new one called Quadrifoil Tile. So it's a real tight foil, a real tight design. It's gorgeous, but it didn't pick up much color, but it's very pretty. I love it. This is with Tahitian Tide. Okay. So I just wanted to give y'all an idea of what these look like. Okay. So this is the Pretty Flowers one. And so I picked that and I did it with Strawberry Sorbet. And then I did it with Pale Papaya. Doesn't even look like Pale Papaya, but it was. Okay. So I tried it with those two, and I actually made 2 cards that I will share with you. How do you ink up your folders? I'm going to show you, Andrea. Great question. So that was that one. And then this one I really wanted to talk to you about because this is also a new one, and this is called the Fern 3D Embossing Folder. And what I learned is first I did it with just a piece of white cardstock. You can't hardly see much green. This image is very tight, just like the quadrifoil was. And so there's not much blank space to absorb the ink. Okay. There seems to be a little bit more on the back. So then I tried it with the mother of pearl. Still didn't pick up much ink, but that dried. I must have left it alone. So if you want to try inking up both sides of your folder when you're doing this technique, you might like this side better when you pull it out. Just saying. Eileen, you have not done this technique before. Well, we're going to do it tonight, and I hope that you enjoy it. Okay, I have one more to show you, and this one is a total flop. Yeah, total flop. I could not wait to get my hands on this Cascading Ruffles embossing folder. I couldn't wait. And it showed up today at noon. So there we go. Why do they always have 3D and not regular folders? Guess what? This is a regular folder. There's another new one. Where's the other new one? The cloud one was a regular folder, which I was happy. That one's 3D. So I'm seeing more of the regular folders in the new catalog, and I was happy about that. Embossing on the vellum cardstock can be a nice touch to the cards too. Yes, I did emboss on the vellum, on the colored vellum. Okay, so my Cascading embossing folder, right? It's beautiful. It is gorgeous on cardstock. But look at the hot mess it made. I was like, oh, that did not work, because I figured out there's too much blank space in between the raised parts. Can y'all see that? So, lessons learned. I think I did them all. Okay. And so what I thought we should do is do a this or that. I will let y'all pick a folder. So I say we're going to do two choices. We're going to do the quadrifoil, or you've already seen samples of everything. So you saw a horse? You saw a horse in which one? In the ruffled one? All right, we're to make a new card tonight using a current embossing folder. We're going to choose the quadrifoil or the flowers. So say foil or flowers in the comment, and that is what we will go with. And then we're going to pick colors. Well, I appreciate you too, Margaret. I'm glad that was helpful for me to waste my paper, to help you figure out if you want to try it on a certain folder or not. But keep in mind, the more white space, the more color. Less text, less white space, less color. Okay, everybody saying flowers. We're going with the flowers. We haven't done a this or that in a long time. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to show you all those later. I was going to say, do I show you the cards now? So I am prepared to do any color, any of the new in colors. Okay, I have all my pieces ready for any of the new in colors. So is it orchid, parakeet, starry, Tahitian, sorbet? So we're going to do the flowers, and you've already seen it done in strawberry and pale papaya. So we have orchid, parakeet, starry, Tahitian. We're not doing strawberry. We've already done strawberry. I'll give y'all a minute to answer. I love these new in colors. It's just so much fun. They make me happy. Okay, I'm seeing lots of orchids. We're going with orchid. Let me grab my orchid pad. I just happen to have them ready. Okay, so we're going with orchid, and we're going to emboss with, oh, sweet sorbet. I was saying strawberry. I know. Susan, what is wrong with me? We used to have a strawberry, what was it? Strawberry, not crush. You know, I watched, it was funny. Yesterday, I watched a video that Sarah Douglas did, I think on her Facebook page, where she talked about all the Stampin' Up! Colors of ink and cardstock, how they come up with them, how they decide on names. And I thought it was really funny that there are certain rules about naming colors. And one of them is, okay, wait a minute, hold on, I'm gonna show you. Strawberry slush, that's what it was. A name can only be, it can only have like 10 letters. It can't be longer than that. That was one of their rules. Thought it was interesting. Okay, so we're going to ink up the top side. And when I say the top side, it's the one with the logo or the one that's on the top when you have it closed. Okay, so this is the side that we're going to ink up. And before I forget, everybody asked me after I did the technique class, how did I clean my folders? I take them to my sink, run water over them. They rinse right off. And then I pat them with a paper towel and let them finish air drying. So that's how we clean it. I'm telling you that now in case I forget. It won't fit on things if it's too long. I know, Joellen, wasn't that interesting to see that color video? All right, so I'm just inking up. My folder. And the ink will stay wet for quite a while. So you don't have to rush because it doesn't dry on the plastic. All right, so my papers are a little bit long, and I did that on purpose because I wanted to see what would happen. So I'm not gonna close that up yet. I'm gonna get my Stampin' Cut and Emboss. And we picked a non-3D folder. Get my machine. It was including 18 spaces. Yeah, and the spaces, you're right, it did. So since we're using I'm going to be using just the number 3 plates because this is a regular embossing folder. It is so pretty on the embossing folder, isn't it, Margaret? All right, so we're going to pull this out. And I have always, I don't know how many years I've done this. I've always put a label on my embossing folders for just embossing. That way they don't get warped and I don't use them for cutting. I love it. Oh, remember the one that made such a mess that I had to clean off with a tissue? It squished the ink out onto my plates. All right, let's move this out of the way. So we've already determined that it takes a little bit of time, but look how pretty. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. That is so pretty. I am going to heat set. I'm going to heat that with a heat gun, but look how pretty that turned out. So pretty. So this is the mess we have, and this is what we will take to the kitchen sink, the bathroom sink, whatever, and rinse it off. So I'm going to heat this up a little bit so we don't make a mess. I'm so glad, Peggy, that you love embossing this way. It's gorgeous. This is the Mother of Pearl, the specialty papers. It is stunning. It is so pretty. They said you left it unsealed to add something, then walked in and mailed it. Didn't realize you hadn't signed it. That's funny. It does not absorb the ink, Lynn. That's why I'm having to heat it with the heat gun. Yeah, it does not absorb it. It just sits on top because it is non-porous. It is very, very glossy, very shiny with that pearlescent pattern in there. All right, just in case, so I don't make a hot mess, we're just going to touch this, make sure we got it all dry. A little bit. See, still a little bit. You're going to have to play with this, Mary Yates. You'll love it. It's fun. Okay, so what we're going to make is our card. And I have a couple of tips for you. So we're going to set that aside and let it dry even more. Where is my, I need to stamp. Oh, there it is. Glimmer paper. Glimmer paper. You can emboss glimmer paper, but I don't know. You can't ink it. I wouldn't ink it. I don't think the ink would stick to the glimmer. All right, so let me show you my tips on doing some stamping with the Bottled Happiness. It's such a beautiful set. I love it. So we've got the two images, the flowers and the leaves, and then we've got two different size bottles. The punch fits this bottle, but this is a super fun stamp set. So we are going to get our punch ready and our stamps. Now, this is called two-step stamping. It takes two stamps to complete the one image. All right. So what I have figured out, okay, so we're going with Orchid Oasis. So we need our orchid, and we're going to use Parakeet Party for our leaves because that's the new in colors, and that's what we're playing with tonight. I love this stamp set. I can't say it. I was designing another card and I was like, I'm going to go over and get that stamp set and use that one. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up the flowers with the Orchid Oasis. Okay. And when you're stamping it, you see this little, let me get it back over here. This is where the neck of the bottle goes, okay, right here. So this needs to go down towards your belly, okay? Oh, Margaret, you're going to love it, my friend. I promise. All right, so we want to center that little notch between the flowers down in the center so that it hits the top of the wine bottle. Yes, let me show you a few tricks on opening up the ink pads. So, and this is a brand new ink pad, so it hasn't been opened too many times. You could, so it opens up like a compact if you open it that way. If some of them still are a little too stiff and they don't want to open, you can take your fingers up at the top and press and see how that opened. So hopefully that will help you. Okay, one more time. We're pressing right here like that. Okay. Yeah, when I'm live, guys, this is the time to ask me questions. If I can answer it quickly on a live, I would be happy to do that. So great question. So many stamps, so little time. All right, now here's the tip for the second part. So there are, oh gosh, let's see if I can show you. Do y'all see that little leaf thing right there? Right there, okay? I'm going to be focusing on that little leaf and this little leaf, the one at the top and the one at the bottom. I know it's hard to see, but I'm hoping that you'll see it more when I'm actually getting ready to stamp. So where that little leaf goes is in the center of this flower. We're aiming for the center of this flower and the center of this flower, the top and the bottom. And if you will aim that way, you'll line it up pretty close, I promise. Okay, so lining it up at the top. So we just kind of have to keep turning it until we get it the way we want it. So we've got it there, and then we press. You see how that lined up? You see how that lined up? So if you look at the center of the top flower and the center of the bottom flower, you'll pretty much line everything else up. You're welcome. The button parts of the flowers. Yes, and probably Brandy. It's just a great visual to pick something on the two stamps that's going to help you be able to line them up. Our punch. Okay, so this is what I like to do because, you know, we're not perfect stampers every time, but if you happen to have gotten that to where it lined up perfectly, great. But I always push up just a little bit so I can see the flower. You see that? I want to make sure that I'm right there. And I also want to make sure that I'm even with the side. So I'm holding the punch. I want to make sure that I am, yeah, there we go. That this is level. Otherwise, it would be crooked. Does that make sense? Okay, so we've got it lined up there. I can also see a little bit of it peeking over here. And the main thing is to punch the bottle straight. Okay? All right. There we go. Okay. These are the little wine bottle shaker things. And with my technique, I have not put any shakers in this, but I will on another card. I've already used so many, I'll probably buy some more. What size is my cardstock? Great question. I think it's 2 1/4. No, 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And I have found that this image with the wine bottle fits really well if you want other color to show around your card, which you'll see what I mean when I put our card together. So 3 1/2, 3 1/4, 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. Okay. I'm glad you liked the tip, Vicki. I hope that helps you. Okay, so now what we're going to do, excuse me, is we're going to take and we're going to lift off the front part of our wine bottle. We're going to pick this up. We're going to line this up and we're going to press. Okay. So far, so good. I think we're going to use that color. All right, so we need to stamp our greeting, and I am going to use our Orchid Oasis, and I'm just going to stamp right here. This image and bottle take up most of our layer of paper. There's no place else to really put an image or a greeting. So you could put a greeting on the inside if you wanted to use this measurement. The ruler is close to Parakeet Party. You know, this ruler is a Stampin' Up! Ruler, and it is an old color. It's not Granny Apple Green, but you're right. It's pretty close to Parakeet. Maybe it was Luscious Lime. Do y'all remember that color? I've had that ruler. I've got 2 of them. And I just keep praying I never break one because I can't get another one. Okay, so we've got that done. So now we're going to take our piece that we embossed and we're going to punch out. Now, this little image is pretty small, so it doesn't necessarily have to be any certain size. I'm going more for the color of lemon lime twist is what I bet it is, because that ruler is so old. So I'm just going to take, oh yeah, that looks pretty. So I'm just moving my punch around. What do I want my vase to be? And there we go. So even though this was considered a background technique, the faux porcelain, you can use your background technique for just bits and pieces. So that's why I cut this a little bit bigger so that I could use this for other things. All right. That's what's so great about techniques. You don't have to just use them one particular way. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get our, see, I've already got my layer cut. I had everything ready for y'all. So we do have another choice. Do y'all want it to be orchid on the layer, or do you want it to be parakeet? So this is what parakeet looks like. Pretty close. This was done with Starry Sky. You'd love some tips on filling the bottle with the beads. Okay, I did do it. I will show y'all. I'll show you how I did it. So do we want orchid or do we want parakeet? That's your choice. Where did I put my little... Okay, orchid it is. All right, we're going with orchid. We don't need this anymore. Okay, so to fill the little bottle, I took a spoon. This little thing is hard to open for me. I don't know why. I took a spoon and I put it in. And then I took my bottle and I placed it in there. And then I picked it up and I looked. Did I want the beads? Do we want the beads? Do we want to leave the beads? Yes? Yes or no to beads? This is y'all's card. Y'all are helping me make this card. So can you see them? It almost looks like, you know how when you put marbles in the bottom of a bottle or a vase and then you put the flowers in? It's kind of what it reminds me of. So are y'all still with me? Okay, there's a yes. There's a yes. There was like a huge delay. And I was like, did I lose them? All right, leave the beads. They look like bubbles. Yes, they are. They do. All right, I'm going to clean up my hands. I'm feeling very inky here. I love using the hand sanitizer because it gets off any of that ink that might be on my hands. All right, so we're going to leave the bubbles. And these are called effervescent elements. And they are brand new. All right, so we do need to... Okay, so I'm going to show you the way I was going to teach you, okay? So we're going to take off the backing first. And be careful when you're doing this so you don't pop those bubbles out. And I love how the bottle just sits right in there. It makes it very convenient when you're flipping it over. Of course, I got it right on the adhesive. But it just fits. Come on. Let's try that again. We're going to put this right in at the bottom. And then it just fits because we punched it out of that shape. And then we're going to add some adhesive. You would Scotch tape the back. Would that make you feel better? You could, but if I did, I would lose my sticky. And this really works. I promise you, I've made, what, 4 or 5 cards with this? So I'm just adding adhesive to the sides. I don't have to do it right there because there's adhesive. Now y'all watch. Now the bubbles might make them fall out, but my bottle stays right where I want it. And then we're going to press all around. And we did it. We made a shaker. So fun. Y'all should be very proud of yourselves. You designed this card. All right. Next choice we have. Now, this is in the new catalog, okay? And I think this is one of those hidden gems, and I absolutely love these. On page 137, there with the cards and envelopes, there are these cards and envelopes, and they are called the Tea Boutique cards and envelopes. Okay, look at these envelopes. Look how fun. They're already decorated. You got it in all the end colors. Okay, that goes with that. Then we have our parakeet. Let me get it all straight. I was playing. Okay, so we have the starry sky, the orchid, the Tahitian tide, the sorbet. What is it? Sweet sorbet? Look at me. How come I can't remember that? Because I have not played with. See, I have these cheat sheets. Sweet sorbet. And then we have a parakeet. So super fun. And so now we're going to decide, do we want it on this card base or this card base? Okay, so we kind of lose on this one, we kind of lose our Orchid Oasis. Creative Inkings by Crystal says, I skipped these with my initial order, but now must have. Okay, it's going with Parakeet. So it definitely pops that layer. Don't y'all see? Yep, that's what we're going with. So get our envelope ready. I hope y'all are having fun with me just playing and showing you different options, different ideas. By the way, if you guys don't have a demonstrator and you don't have the new catalog, you can look at the link below my video here and you can request one and we will get one in the mail to you. So, all right, so let's add this. Definitely Parakeet for sure. I didn't even let y'all vote, did I? I just made that decision on my own. This is part of my card too. All right, let's just add some adhesive. Now, of course, it's a little hard because we've got our wine bottle in there, but I'm able to add adhesive just fine. And I just love these note cards, these cards, because they're already colored, and it's color from edge to edge. Love that. So here we go. We've got our envelope. Now let me show you two other cards that I made. So you already know that I did something with these. You think this is fun? Good. I'm so glad. So once again, I used the cards and envelopes, and I did the sweet sorbet. Okay. That's where I punched that out. And to me, I thought that looked dark, but it really does look pretty close, doesn't it? It's so pretty. Thank you, Pamela. I'm so glad you enjoyed me creating. Uh-oh, what's Lavina saying? She's going rogue. By the way, my shirt's on the way, Lavina. It says, just go rogue. I think that is very pretty. Do y'all love that color combination? So that is garden green that I used with it. I felt like since this had garden green in it that I was going to try to stick as close as I could. And so then there's that one. It's so pretty. I was like, okay, what color do I want to do the vase? And I kept playing with other colors. I was like, just go with the colors that you used on your embossing folder. So that's what I did. Not in my embossing folder. Yes. What I use on the embossing folder is what I stamped with. It's so pretty. I have just had so much fun with these. And like I said, I kind of had to literally at the last minute, I was like, oh my gosh, we don't have that embossing folder. You know, guys, I work like 2 or 3 weeks in advance. And it didn't even dawn on me. Didn't even dawn on me until today that folder was gone. So I do hope that I've inspired you in different ways, letting you see new products, new color combinations. Let's just pull this down. New ways to use your embossing folders. Which embossing folders work good? Which ones don't? Cindy Wagner says, love all your demonstrations. Thank you for sharing your artistic talents with us tonight. You're so welcome. Oh, the message in the bottle. Let's talk about that for a hot minute. See the message in the bottle? I took a piece of printer paper and I just, where is it? Here. Wrapped it around and around and around and around and around and got it very tight, and then pulled it, and then used a piece of Scotch tape and taped it into a little note in the bottle. Just sending a little message. Isn't that cute? Super cute. So I'm still going to use the card, even though we don't have the folder anymore. So I hope that you enjoyed all the fun things that we did tonight. I think I covered everything I had out to show you. Yeah, I think so. I did good. Okay. I'm here to help you guys. If you need anything, you can always contact me. I love answering your questions. I love helping you. I love inspiring you. So yeah, if I can help you at all, don't hesitate. I hope that y'all have a good evening and happy stamping, y'all.